There's nothing more frustrating in my work attempting to alert free humanity to the perils of the growing scientific tyranny. There's nothing more frustrating than having the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, the Enemy Commissions Act, the Telecommunications Act of '96, the Patriot Act. There's nothing more frustrating than having the executive orders, having the federal bid process documents where they put the bids out years ago to build the FEMA camps, and having the public living in denial. 16 years ago, the Telecommunications Act passed. And in it, they said that they were going to standardize for all U.S. manufactured cell phones and computers, that they be GPS trackable, and that the government be able to dial in through back doors and listen to you, turn your phone, your computer on, and use it as a tracking system. I read the documents on air, and I did it every year since then, and people would email me and call me and say I was a kook, even though I had the documents and told them where they could read them and posted them on Infowars.com. Then in February of this year, the federal government came out and said, we're going to start having the EAS alert takeover systems at AM, FM stations, TV stations, cable, you name it, break in with government announcements whenever they want. And I posted links to the government's own announcements, their own press releases. No other media really picked it up. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a continuity of agenda from Japan to China to Europe to the United States, Canada, you name it, where all over the world the same standardized systems are being put in by governments. Just like they've been taking the blood from babies at birth in every industrialized nation now for 40 years. It's 40 years next month. I talked about that 16 years ago when I got documents, and people didn't believe it. Now it's, oh yeah, the Pentagon does get your baby's blood, and oh, England's doing it. They've been doing it for 40 years now in Australia, and they're going to use it in criminal databases now. We've had a global government for a long time. And now they're rolling out the latest phases of this, and they don't care. They just come out with the new cell phones, come out with the new computers, with the cameras built in. Public schools think you're such slaves. They come out and say, yeah, we're watching your kids at home with the laptops we issued.
A school-issued laptop. Little did he know, officials at Harrington High School in suburban Philadelphia were watching him from a web camera.
It's all happening. But just today, this is just a snapshot of the articles that came out today. New Yorkers soon to get emergency cell phone alerts in what Bloomberg calls quantum leap forward. They're going to break into your phone with chips that are already been built in under federal mandate. Same thing in every other major country that's under this global government system. It's all standardized worldwide, already under it, because the big mega corporations run the governments. They're the ones that write the policies and get government to then tell them what to do. Do you understand this? Then they make you pay for it, the price of the phone or the computer. And so they come out and they say the government's going to start breaking in on radio and TV with announcements. They're going to break in over your cell phone. They're going to break in over your computer. Well, what is this new smart chip that's in the phones? It's a government kill switch. They can also kill your phone with it. But more importantly, it's a full spectrum dominance takeover of all media. Federal spy chips to hijack your phone. Here's another one. Obama administration fights to allow warrantless GPS tracking in federal court. FEMA is now announcing that they may confiscate food from local farmers in emergencies. Here's AP. In Texas schools, a pitcher's worth 1,000 calories. A federal $2 million project in San Antonio, Texas, just south of me. AI software cameras will watch what the children eat down to even half a pear and put it into databases and track everything your children's doing. Here's another one. Illinois lawmaker says raising obese kids should cost parents at tax time. And then they're going to track you for that and tax you with these cameras. This is about shutting down alternative media. This is about clamping down on media so one message can go out on UHF, VHF, cable, AM, FM, high def, XM, your website. They've tried for 4 years to pass the Cybersecurity Act, which openly states every ISP in the country, down to people that serve 100 or more, will have to have federally mandated hubs that snoop and watch, even put in your local network. All the big telecoms have already put this stuff in, and were given $9 million to do it of taxpayer money in 1996. This is proliferating out everywhere. And what's incredible is this architecture was 100% clear in the Telecommunications Act 15 years ago. It was 100% clear in the Cybersecurity Act of 4 years ago. But now they're just attaching it to the Defense Authorization Bill that they're trying to pass this year for 2012 and admitting the Pentagon is going to run it all and have live access to every network. And that they're going to expand that all devices have to have back doors and be controlled by them. This is something that Hitler or Stalin or Mao would have dreamed of. This is a system where all devices you try to buy have this. Let me go further. Google wants to control your home. And it's not a negative article. All the new home appliances, dishwashers, clothes washers, computers, thermostats, refrigerators, all under federal mandate, and it's the same in every other industrialized country, have the smart chips built in, the surveillance system, where even data over power line, they don't need to wire into your house. The power into your refrigerator, they have a unit in the plug that picks up data communication. The feds are coming out. I'm getting chills right now. This came out last year. Police stations and stuff in Minnesota and other areas, they're putting in the new fluorescent lights by law. They're banning the old light bulbs that will send data to your computer. And the computers are coming out where even if you don't want it, the flashing of the light sends out a computer code to remote your computer. Folks, this was all developed by MIT. They admit it. This is a total grid where everything, all of civilization, has these spy technologies built in. And it says that here in the article, but it's all how great it is. Oh my gosh, Google loves you. Let me just read part of it to you. First, Google dominated the web with search. By the way, it's an NSA front, and that's admitted, created by the CIA. Then it ruled mobile devices with Android surveilling you. Now Google wants to control everything inside your home. At its annual I/O Developers Conference in San Francisco this week, the company previewed the Android Home, a future platform that will allow you to interact with practically any electronic device using your Google connected devices like home media equipment, dishwashers, cars, lights, everything. And they go on to say, we like to think of the entire home as an accessory, or better yet, a network of accessories. And it goes on. But here's the deal. Globally, all going back now 10 years, set for this time, all perfectly lined up, that now, this next year, all the appliances coming out are designed to be jacked into this, but not just Google, Apple, AT&T, all of them. That's why a month ago, Senator Franken came out and he said, I am now going to start an investigation of Apple. And then it was, and Google's doing it with their phone, and Microsoft, and everybody is. It's federal law. And the feds are tattling on themselves. They're just rolling this out in your face. This is all premeditated, on record, all set up systematically. Remember 5 years ago in California? They said, oh yeah, the new thermostat you've got to take could control your temperature, but you have to opt in. Now they're coming out and saying there's not going to be any opting. In California, they had a debate. Here in Texas, they just put them in and don't ask you. We have a corrupt government. We have political cancer. And we need to get involved now in educating everybody that this is premeditated. This is a total takeover, full spectrum dominance designed by the Pentagon. And the Pentagon doesn't work for America. It's run by offshore banks. Please warn everyone you know. This takeover is so sinister, and it's about shutting down the media. It's about taking over every electronic device. It's about being able to shut off civilization if they want with these takeover switches that are also kill switches. This is beyond the internet kill switch. This is a total industrial telecommunications kill switch by the foreign banks that have hijacked and run our republic. Please check out all the links and all the articles in this. Find out it's all true and worse than I can even relay to you, and then warn everyone you know. There's still time to reverse this.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily